Hello. In front of you, you will see an expanded version of the accounting equation moved around just a little bit so we're not subtracting expenses and dividends on the right side in our owner's equity section. If you have any questions about how I mathematically reconfigured this formula, please let me know. But otherwise, just take it on faith that dividends plus expenses plus assets equal liabilities plus owner's equity plus revenue. Now, I will point out that I've switched from an E for equity to owner's equity, primarily so when you're dealing with expense on the left and equity on the right, it will help you keep them straight. So again, dividends plus expenses plus assets equal liabilities plus owner's equity plus revenue. Keep in mind that what's on the left side of the equation always has to equal what's on the right side of the equation, and that debits always have to equal our credits when we're recording journal entries. So what I've done here by expanding this out is I've allowed us to group our accounts that normally have a debit balance on the left and our accounts that normally have a credit balance on the right. For example, if we take assets to start, the easiest asset and the most commonly used in a lot of the problems that we'll be working on is cash. When you have an increase in cash, you will be debiting the cash account. When you have an increase in cash, the balance of that account is moving away from zero. So we will be debiting that account, meaning it's increasing. Right? When we are dealing with an increase in our expenses, when that number is moving away from zero, or an increase in dividends, again, we will be debiting those accounts to record that increase in the balance. On the right side of the equation, as our liability accounts increase or move away from zero, our equity accounts and our revenue accounts move away from zero, we will be crediting those accounts to show that increase. So the normal balance in a liability account, owner's equity account, revenue account will be a credit balance, meaning it will be on the right side of the T account. So I've taken a moment to add on two examples, one of an asset account on the left, one of a liability account on the right. Notice that for cash, if we need to increase or move away from zero, the cash account, we are going to debit. If we are going to decrease it, okay, we are going to credit that account. On the right side, the opposite is true. If we are going to increase the balance of the account, okay, we are going to see a credit to accounts payable. If we pay our bill and we are decreasing our accounts payable balance, we're going to see a debit on the right side on these accounts. Right? When I talk about the normal balance, that means when you add up all the debits and you add up all the credits and you look at the net difference, it is going to be, for the LOR side, it's going to be on the credit side or on the right side of that T account. When you do the same thing on our DEA accounts, your usual or normal balance is going to be on the left side or on the debit side of that T account. If you think about it, you would not have negative cash. You might be insolvent, you might owe more money than you have, but you can't have negative $10 in your cash account balance. So we would see whatever you ended up with, whether it was zero, whether it was 50 cents or $1 million, on that left or debit side of the cash account. If you're working on the case and you end up with negative cash, let us know and we'll help you find your error. On the right side, again, accounts payable. Generally speaking, you're not going to pay someone more than you owe them on your purchases, on your unpaid purchases. So we would see a zero or a credit balance on the right side of this T account. Hopefully that helps. Let me know if you have any issues. I think this is absolutely worth printing out, taping it to your mirror, putting it in your car, taping it in your notebook. Keep it with you. Take a look at it frequently. And if you can get into the mind space of writing down DEA equals LOR and a T account with debits on the left and credits on the right, and the lines moving away from zero, I think it will really help you with your journal entries on your homework, and then as we get closer to the exams, with studying and practicing journal entries for your first exam.